Hey, welcome, kings and queens. Today we're talking Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all, this is a combination. This is a review combination of the season finale and reunion part 1. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. We're just gonna jump right in. On the season finale, they open up the scene with Stormy and Courtney, and they're talking about reuniting her mom and her aunt Lisa together. Stormy, I don't want to see that first unless you confront your mom about the way she's treated you. Okay. I think you somewhat behave like your mother. So I want to hear more about you and your mom, your upbringing, before you dig into your mom's business with her aunt Lisa. Now, I'm not saying that we're not interested in it. You just can't skip over your household and go to somebody else's household, right? Because your mom's not on the show. She's not a primary cast member. You cannot use her to push your storyline because that's her story with her sister. Do y'all get what I'm saying? What's your story, Stormy? I want to dig a little bit deeper into the dynamics of you and Courtney. Who is Courtney? Like, I don't know. Like, I want to see more from Stormy and Courtney. Doesn't mean I don't want to see an extension of them that delves into their family dynamics, but I don't want their family dynamics, their distant family, to be a priority as a storyline. I don't know. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I hope y'all are following. I think it's nice for Stormy to engage her family on the show. I do. From a Black excellence perspective, but I don't want that to overshadow your own issues with your mother. You told Marcel that your culture is to call folks bitches because Bitter Betty did it to you, okay? So address it. Then you move on to your Aunt Lisa. And another thing, Stormy, is don't force the engagement between Aunt Lisa and Bitter Betty, okay? I like Aunt Lisa, by the way. I do. Now, I'm going to say this. I didn't even know Miss Betty had a husband. Did y'all? I did not know, as mean as she is, I did not know that lady had a husband because in my head, I was like, damn, Miss Betty, how you get so mean? I don't know any man that can sit in that and take that and absorb that type of energy. But hey, shit, you learn something new every day. Yeah, I was shocked to hear Miss Betty say, I want to spend time with my husband too. Now, at least I think that's fair. Now, you got to take on your mother. Even if you can't do it once a month. She said her husband is a truck driver and she don't have the time. She doesn't have the capacity to babysit her mother on her day off because she needs to rest. I get that, but you got to help. You got to help. Okay. And then dig deeper. What's going on with the mama? Your grandmother, Stormy. Why Aunt Lisa don't want to take care of her? Is there more to the story? Okay. Let's move on. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Subscribe now.
All right, I'm going to try to wrap this up real quick because I can't with the Scots. I can't. That well has run dry. There is no juice in that turnip. We keep forcing the Scott. They don't have a storyline. I think the Scots played themselves. I think they ended up playing themselves by not wanting their real lives to be exposed for whatever reason. And your well ran dry. It's just not giving. And with that being said, Kimmy and Maurice, no comment. Okay. She courted him in that scene. She set up a date for him in that scene. She wooed him in that scene. What more can we say? It's cute. I really don't have a lot to say. His surprise for her, this lady put all of this together. The hunter, remember I said women? She's hunting. Because I don't remember Maurice. I could be wrong. I know he got her a Jeep. And I'm trying to think of a date, a beautiful date that he's planned for her on that level. And I can't recall one. I could be wrong, but I just cannot recall one in the moment. I just, Kimmy, you're wooing and pursuing and chasing your husband. I don't like it. I'm not saying a woman shouldn't. Yes, you do nice things for your husband. But this show, Marie, oh gosh, I'm going to be quiet. So yeah, she put a date on for him in a hotel. She laid out the red carpet for him, child. I just don't like it. I think he should be doing that for her. But anywho, yeah. So his surprise, his response to that was showing her his big belly with scribble scrabble drawn on by a marker. Maurice is so childish. Okay. That is a fucking buzzkill. That's a buzzkill. Think about it. We supposed to be having a romantic moment. I got the champagne, baby. I got the roses on the bed. They're on the floor. I'm telling you how great you are. You look good. You telling me I look good. And you stand up and unbutton your shirt and show me. Scribble, scrabble on your belly like a 6-year-old child that you done drawn on. No, that's a boy. That does not cause me to want you down there. They should have the record should have scratched because you killed that moment. You killed that moment of intimacy, Maurice. Okay. Y'all grown folks on a romantic date and you acting like a child. Child, a hot mess. I feel like Maurice is avoiding intimacy. And I don't know, Maurice. You might need some therapy. And when I say intimacy, that therapist, y'all had a therapist 2 episodes ago that came on to show you how to be more intimate. And you flopped. She gave you the skills. She gave you the strategies to introduce to improve your intimacy, and you flopped. You stood up, showed your belly with scribble scrabble on your damn belly. Don't nobody want to get in bed and hump with you after that. That's childish. I don't think Maurice is capable of being intimate. I think he knows how to hump a woman. I think he knows how to pump and dump. But other than that, I don't think Maurice has a need subconsciously and psychologically for a woman. A woman is something to do, in my opinion, Maurice, because that's what you very much giving. That's what you are given. I don't think Maurice likes women like that. My question is why? Okay. It fell flat. Sorry, Kimmy. I'm sorry. He killed the moment. And you and Maurice don't seem to have a strong mental connection, in my opinion. Now, let's move on really quick. Tisha and Marcel, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care no more about you begging Marcel for an office. I don't care. You've been begging him for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. First, it was begging him to let you leave the house. Then he let you leave the house. Then you begged him to get a job. And you begging him to now. I don't care no more. Child, I hope. Listen, bye, Scots. Y'all have not evolved. Tisha did not put her foot down. Y'all, this is just recycled storyline after storyline. They are not evolving as a couple. So let's let it go at this point. Okay? She's begging this man to give her more of a commitment by moving back into a home, not an apartment. See, an apartment is where you start off. They have completely, is it regressed? Let me look up the meaning of regress. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Regress. I hope I'm saying the right word. Yeah, regress. A return to the former or less developed state. See, they went from a home to an apartment. That's a regression. Okay? That means, wait a minute, something is shifting, something is changing in my marriage, and you are refusing to acknowledge it verbally, and we're sweeping it under the rug. But y'all, that's a regression by design. Okay? And so she's begging him symbolically. That conversation is symbolic of commitment. She's begging him to give her a commitment by establishing a home for their family. And he's saying, no, the lease will never expire. Y'all better read in between the lines. Don't let the Scots play with you on television. She said the lease is up. He's okay with that. He's okay with them or her being in an apartment. You know why? Because if I'm on my way out the door, a home is different. We got to sell it. I got to give you the proceeds. I got to ask the judge for a percentage. But an apartment, you know what? I can just leave you. If that were my plan as a man. If I can get you in an apartment, shit, I can break the lease or pay money to break the lease. And I think that man has regressed and he's headed in a different direction. That's just my viewpoint of watching this on the show. Um, I don't think he's going to move back into a home because that's a symbol of commitment. That's a symbol of a strong marriage. And I'm not sure that's what he has in mind for himself. Okay. Maybe the rumors are true of separation, allegedly. And if they are, I can see him minimizing their exposure on the show so he can fly below the radar while he do what he needs to do. Now, let's shift into the reunion because I know on the reunion he said, I would hate for Letitia to lose the 3 things that matter the most to her. First of all, y'all pause. Mikey, their oldest child, is damn near in college. So you can't take him from her. What the hell are you talking about? Okay. Are you talking about the little girls? We know you don't want to take care of those little girls. So that's just psychological warfare that he's inflicting on Letitia. Y'all, he's just talking out of his damn mouth. And like Kiki says, you dumb enough to not be able to decipher. Okay. That man don't want to take care of them kids. The boy, you can't really threaten her with the boy because the boy is about to go to college. The girls, he don't want to take care of them little girls. Marcel want to be free to roam about the cabin freely. So I ain't tripping on that, and neither should y'all. Even if they did, listen, let me level set. I don't want to see nobody divorce. If you like it, I love it. There's a lot of women that appreciate suffering. There's a lot of women that have developed an appetite for long suffering. Letitia's one of them, in my opinion. But that's her business. Do I wish they got a divorce? No. No. They've been together so long, shit, she's used to it. It's toxic to us, but it's her normal, okay? And that's what we have to realize. It's her normal. She's perfectly fine. She's perfectly happy. She's built up an immune system to it. That ain't nothing new, y'all. We got grandmas and aunties that have been in fucked up marriages since the beginning of time. They don't talk. He sit on the couch in the same place. She fixes plate, okay? All of that. So we've seen it before. This ain't nothing new. Do I wish they break up? No, I don't wish that on nobody. I just wish she had some type of esteem about herself. That's it. Okay, so in the season finale, they shifted to Martell and Melody. They met up at a coffee shop. Y'all were really dressed nice to be in a coffee shop, but okay. I'm assuming Martell set up this scene, right? Cameraman, real messy. Cameraman actually zoomed in on the credit card just in case. I was like, he's trying to be funny. They zooming in on that card and that cameraman zoomed in just in case that card was declined. But I guess Martell had enough to buy 2 cups of coffee. So flowers. Let's talk about the flowers. Sir, why are you bringing that lady flowers? I have to agree with Melody. Martell, you dating a few folks. You're dating a few folks, so why are you bringing another woman flowers? Y'all don't let Martell put his crazy on us. Any nigga that you were dating, think about if your man was you messing around with this dude, right? You're courting him and he's meeting his ex-wife with flowers. Martell is not that damn nice, okay? That's not who he is. Let's not do it. And if so, you trying to put on for television. Let's not do that. That's fake. You wanted to go in and woo her, and she wasn't having it, in my opinion. Now I see why she clowned your ass. You wanted to go in and display that wicked narcissistic humor, and you got your ass handed to you. You were trying to be funny, like you always trying to be funny. Just like you and Maurice was trying to be funny on the stage like little school-age boys when she came out and they introduced her as Rogers and all of y'all started kiki and cackling. I ain't never seen grown-ass men that get off on antagonizing women. It's ludicrous. Huntsville, is this the best y'all got? The Three Stooges? Is this the best y'all can come up with by way of men? Real ass men? But anywho, child. Yeah, he wanted to go in and woo her. so that he could probably do something crazy behind the scenes, but she wasn't having it. So then he ran home. He cried like a damn baby, threw a hissy fit because yet again, you fumbled the ball. Okay? You fumbled the ball. And so we are throwing a flag on the play. Martell uses charm to pull in his victims. Martell uses his charm to subdue you. And when you don't comply or fall in line or get on the bus, he attacks. And he went on a rant. He went on an attack when he got on social media and started to clown Carlos King because he didn't get what he thought he should have gotten from Melody by way of reaction in that scene. You played yourself, homeboy. And the reason why I said he uses charm to pull in victims, and I specifically use the word victim, is because none of them make it out. None of those women have made it out without being used and or abused, in my opinion. Now, even Belinda found herself handing over $23,000. So, that's what I'm saying. Y'all get what I'm saying? Ain't none of them made it out without what Denzel say. I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something.
Shit, old Marty Martin said, I'm leaving him with something. Ain't nobody come out unscathed by dealing with Martell dirty ass Holt. Martell is a gigolo, in my opinion. Carlos. Now, he said that you told him to take those flowers to Melody. One thing I do know about Martell is he can lie on cue. I don't believe Carlos told you to take those flowers to her. I don't believe that. You can't make me believe that. I think you did it in hopes of winning her over, but thank goodness she didn't fall for it. Checkmate. Huh? At one point in the scene, Melody called him out because he attempted to mislead, in my opinion, the audience when he said, we talk, we text. No, you don't, with your lying ass. No, you don't. And she cleared that up, okay? But before she cleared that up, let me remind y'all of something. Do y'all remember when the judge enforced the communication between the two because Melody was refusing to talk to him because she said he would utilize the communication to be abusive, to be stalkerish, to poke and to harass her and talk about things that had nothing to do with the children. So she refused to communicate with him, but the judge made her communicate with him. And she cleared that up. So the talking he's referring to, like Melody confirmed, is strictly related to the children. And then it sounds like, from what Melody said, he still attempts to get inappropriate in some of those exchanges, okay? But he's sitting there on a television screen trying to make it seem like they have an awesome relationship outside of the mandated arrangement that the judge has placed upon the two of them. Martell, go sit down. But anywho, Melody got his ass good in this scene. She pulled a him on him, and there you have it. Okay? Many folks fall for Martell's trap of being charming. Many of you have fallen for that charm. Martell, in my opinion, he was attempting to lay a trap for Melody. Get her to let her guard down by giving her flowers so that he could attack her. Child, but vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord. Because, baby, you were just sitting in that county jail the other day, okay? You see how that worked against you? You didn't mean that lady no good by giving her those flowers because you probably had something up your sleeve. But God said, no, you going to jail.
Love and Marriage Huntsville star Martellholt is facing a domestic violence charge for harassing communications. He was booked into the Madison County Jail today around 4 this afternoon and has since been released.
And that's exactly where you went, to jail. And let me find out there's some validity to the alleged claims that you were arrested in Cobb County in March of 2023 for domestic violence and a DUI. I'm going to hand your ass to you by way of a review, since Tasha K made it her business to say you're not capable of that. Let me find out that there is some validity to that. Yeah. Okay, anywho, let me get back. Yes, Arion, you better open your eyes because I think you're next. Come on out of that attic or that basement or wherever you're hiding because I told you, girl, the same thing that makes you laugh will make you cry. You've been online for years laughing at Melody. Okay. Sad thing is, this girl is not in any position. No, I ain't gonna say that. Let's see. Imagine going up against a principality because of something that you started. Martell, Tisha, Stormy, Kiki, only to come up short. Arion, only to come up short. Let's shift into this reunion. I really don't have too much to say about this reunion part one. Y'all, it was horrible to me. It was horrible. It's probably one of the worst ones I've seen, to be honest with you. I don't know if Carlos is tired, if production is tired, and they just saying, you know what? Or let's just keep it real. There's nothing amongst the cast. It felt short. It was dry. Like we were really, really, really reaching to develop content for this reunion, and it was so obvious to me. It was horrible. Horrible. Um it got off to a horrible start in my opinion. Maurice stepped on Kimmy's dress coming out. Just horrible. Carlos calling Carlos made a really horrible joke. I found it to be kind of disrespectful to a man. And Carlos, as a gay man, I think you got to start establish some boundaries how you address heterosexual men. It's playful, but it's disrespectful. I think you need to stay in your place as an executive producer. It fell flat. I think you messed up Stormy and Courtney's intro when you referred to him as Mr. Steele. I get the attempted humor, but you probably should have saved it for later on throughout the reunion and allow them to come out nicely with a good introduction like everybody else. I didn't like it. I did. Um, Maurice is, I told y'all, in my opinion, Maurice, I don't think Maurice likes women outside of having sex with them. He stepped on her dress. He didn't know how to recover from that. And then he made this ugly, nasty joke about liking to have to hit it from behind, to which Kimmy say, okay, now you're being disrespectful. Come on now. Like, I that's all I think Maurice sees women as. And unfortunately, Kimmy, that's your man. If you like it, we love it. Okay. Kimmy, I thought it was horrible, horrible how you bore the responsibility for Maurice talking about you want a fruitful sex life. We're not talking about a fruitful sex life. We're talking about your husband being irresponsible while you had cancer. We're talking about your husband being highly disrespectful, lacking empathy in an unusual situation. We're not talking about business as usual if you were a healthy woman and wanting a fruitful sex life. Okay. So don't play with us as a grown woman. You should have let his ass sit in the hot seat and stop running to the schoolhouse every 5 minutes trying to save your son. I didn't like it. It was just horrible. It's horrible. And I get it. Most women do take up for their husbands at some point. You got to let him sit in that. Okay. Then they shifted the focus to her faking it. And then it became all about her faking it instead of Maurice is sitting his ass in the seat of responsibility for what he said. Stop giving these men an out and saving them and throwing them a lifeline. That was horrible. I didn't like it. I wish Carlos would have allowed Tisha and Stormy to go at it a little bit more. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Letitia interrupted. At one point, Carlos attempted to ask Courtney a question, and Letitia interrupted. I wish you would have interrupted her back, Carlos, and say, hold on, I need to hear from Courtney. And you would have stopped her from interrupting until it was her turn. That's what I mean. Allow them to go at it, but in decency and in order. Melody looked great. This was the best that I thought Kimmy looked by way of the reunion. It's just still something missing. Kiki came out. Carlos kind of had an attitude, in my opinion, against Kiki. I feel like he sided with the Scots. he switched. I noticed your energy changed and you kind of have more energy for Kiki, which you should have been using that towards all of the cast members when they get out of line and when they interrupt or when they lie and you need to hold their feet to the fire. Okay. It's just, I don't know. In that moment, I kind of felt like you were picking on Kiki because I don't really want to say why. I'm not going to say why, but I kind of feel like you were kind of picking at her with this energy and you utilize your authority over her to control her, in my opinion. That's what I was picking up. Okay. Kiki, if you gon' see, that's what I mean. Like, y'all, 2024, call a thing a thing. If you gonna come on a reality show, if you're gonna come on a social media platform, call names, give dates, give times, give the situation, describe the room, tell us the color of the sheets. Don't be talking about insinuating because we know and there. Say it. Put a name on it and say it with your chest. Other than that, it was a horrible reunion, in my opinion. Martell did the fucking most. He did the most over a lie. You did say that Sheree was a business arrangement. Now, if anybody wants to go pay that $1,500 to get that court transcript, it's in there. So Sheree, for the record, he did say it. If y'all want to put that $1,500 up and get that transcript, it's right there. I'm just going to say. So Martell, you see, I'm saying that to let y'all know how good of a liar he tries to be. And he follows through with explosive acts, stormed off the stage. And the whole time he lying. He lying. He did say it. Okay. What else? That's it. That's all I got for this reunion.